Simon Cowell won't enjoy Sharon Osbourne's revelation. After years of friction, Sharon has revealed surprising secrets about the music mogul that fans never saw coming. What caused this shocking disclosure? Sharon reveals everything, from bitter rivalries to betrayals. Stay because her criticism of Simon Cowell is not merely contentious, but awful. We're starting the drama today. Ambition meets rock and roll. Before reality TV took over the charts, British music was a busy place for hustlers. Sharon Osbourne and Simon Cowell were its biggest voices. Sharon, daughter of famed promoter Don Arden, managed Ozzy Osbourne's solo revival through controversy and confetti. In the late 80s, she was feared, revered, sued, and always heard. Simon, an A&R assistant in London, ate demo cassettes while planning a power table shortcut. Artists hated his direct critique, yet somehow loved it. In guitar solos and boy band choruses, the lines blurred. Sharon made her Beverly Hills house her headquarters, while Simon discovered pop's cheat code, television. Sharon wasn't impressed by his early TV, pop idol and celebrity specials. This was karaoke with lights. She concluded, she saw the numbers, million-plus ratings, record live TV contracts. Simon read tabloid news about the Osbourne family and pondered if the matriarch's candor could be used for prime time. They initially had a meaningful conversation at the 2003 Brit Awards backstage. Witnesses recall a group study. Sharon wonders why pop stars faded so quickly. Simon asking her how to keep Ozzy relevant after decades of excess. They were curious. Simon launched The X Factor, a Saturday night mega show. Less than a year later, a judge with pedigree, bites, and global fame was needed. Sharon checked all boxes and added two more. She might be blunt about speaking technique and intimidate bosses into delivering files on time. Bookmakers changed odds when Sharon joined. Australian MTV Pandemonium fans were likely to watch. Singers who feared Simon's sarcasm gained allies. Early months formed an unshakable alliance. He secretly admired Sharon's aggressiveness as she protected delicate hopefuls from Simon's snide remarks. Ratings rose, charted singles, tours sold out. They wrote a new pop star overnight handbook. They never imagined that the same formula would turn them against each other. The stage was ready, the lights were warming, and a silent fault line expanded beyond the applause, waiting for a provocation. Collaboration existed on borrowed time, lightning in a bottle. The X Factor hit the UK like pop's World Cup. Millions watched, premium rate votes buzzed, and a new holy trio appeared on prime time. Lewis Walsh, Sharon Osbourne, Simon Cowell. Their chemistry was soap opera and entertainment economics lesson. Simon's eyebrow rose could fall a dream. Sharon's chuckle could revive it. Lewis's dad jokes eased stress. Viewers loved sing-off suspense, but judge panel fireworks were better. First two seasons the partnership seemed impenetrable. Sharon invited Simon to Ozzy's backyard barbecues for vegan burgers and rock star pandemonium. After the 2005 finals, Simon flew the Osbournes to Ozzy on a corporate plane. The tabloids fronted their internal gags. PR teams promoted a modern television Lennon-McCartney. Every success meant future conflict. Simon famously booed one of Sharon's 25 contestants before the first chorus in 2006. Sharon soaked him live in retaliation. Ratings rose, trending hashtags, sponsorships sold in minutes. Inside ITV, executives rejoiced. Sharon saw something darker. Simon's conflict-oriented zingers were becoming pre-planned humiliation. Simon dismissed her worry in a private discussion. "It's good TV," he said. Simon floated, replacing Lewis with a fresher face to enliven the panel. Sharon said loyalty counted. Simon replied that evolution was more important. Sharon noticed an uneasy shift after the pleasant debate. Her co-workers' decisions were increasingly algorithmic. Contestants' successes hid hatred. Sharon watched Leona Lewis and Shane Ward sell out venues, but she worried about their long press schedules. Burnout was inevitable, she whispered to Simon. He answered with sales target spreadsheets. Rest later, he joked. Hit when the iron sings. The 2006 Christmas #1 race showed the delicate balance. Sharon felt betrayed when Simon publicly promised to defeat whatever rocker she liked. Corporate war differed from friendly rivalry. That night she called him to clarify limits. He assured her nothing had changed, but the talk was nasty. Cracks were hairline and practically unnoticeable as Series 3 ended. They grew with each Cloak and Dagger production meeting. Sharon cherished genuineness. Simon enjoyed showmanship. Neither was wrong, they were ambitious. An invisible scoreboard had appeared, and each rating point validated one philosophy over another. Season 4 would reveal whether television maths or trust guided the ship. A friendlier sequel was promised as the two smiled on camera and shook champagne-filled flutes. Sharon thought he meant it. Simon privately drafted harsher categories, longer auditions and response cams. The plan looked great, but it discreetly ignored Sharon's empathy. Initial rupture. Season 4 introduced confetti cannons and hidden tensions. Filming a judge's home twist took longer, and Sharon's health suffered from 14-hour days. Simon smiled and said, "Pain equals ratings." It landed like ice. Sharon joked about weariness during live shows. Backstage she took notes. Payment delays, over-scripted banter, abrupt rule changes. Results night in 2007 was the breaking point. Sharon imagined her contestant safe. He was eliminated unexpectedly, forcing a sing-off. She realized producers had changed running orders without alerting her minutes before airtime. She confronted Simon in the hall, rigging carried raised voices. Crew dispersed. Simon said adjustments were harmless. Sharon said he played suspense. After Simon mocked Sharon about favoritism, Sharon tipped a glass of water over guest judge Danny Eman a week later. A catfight made headlines. Despite high ratings, ITV executives worried the show was becoming a gladiatorial circus. Contract talks froze. Sharon requested editorial input and voting transparency. No offer from Simon. Sharon walked after negotiations failed. Officials blamed scheduling issues, but tabloids knew better. Some insiders said she got a better US offer. The truth was between fury and tiredness. After 2 seasons, America's Got Talent welcomed her. Simon remained an executive producer, although they now met via satellite feeds. Sharon enjoyed free air in LA. New city, new panel, no daily Simon clashes. The relief faded. She found that AGT rehearsals matched X Factor's later season script. Prepared sad stories, dramatic music and emotional pauses to the second. Sharon contested it. Producers mentioned network needs. She saw Simon's fingerprints on the gear from an ocean away. The pair spoke only through lawyers for 2 years. Viewers observed slight alterations. Sharon criticized craft while judges sought virality. She called Simon a visionary in interviews, but made snide remarks to fake passion. Industry blogs indicated reconciliation was impossible. By 2010, X Factor UK ratings fell. Simon pondered rehiring Sharon to revive chemistry and establishing an American edition. Through back channels she learnt. She imposed terms, creative parody, no scripted fights. Shorter shoots. A hidden truth emerged as talks lingered. They realized their entertainment legacies were linked. The impasse ended with an early 2013 phone call. Simon pledged transformation. Sharon demanded proof. Contracts were signed, planes planned and headlines yelled Queen returns. The reunion promised fireworks and forgiveness. However, veteran crew members whispered that unsolved complaints burned behind the shiny greeting. Magic-seeking viewers tuned in. Few noticed the powder fuse approaching ignite. Transatlantic flashes. Sharon's UK return was brief. She returned to the US after 1 season, juggling AGT, her daily program and family health issues. Howard Stern, her new AGT co-host, was frank like Simon's. Production notes were thicker than ever. Sample reactions, balloon drops and gift culture line. Her personal and professional lives clashed into. Sharon accused NBC of bad faith after Sunjack's multiple sclerosis diagnosis, because the network allegedly bungled his adventure reality show Insurance. She resigned AGT mid-contract, telling reporters that principal trumped pay. Simon anonymously lauded her family dedication, but insiders knew he was furious. A senior employee said Psycho lost a vital brand shield. Ratings fell weeks later. Sharon hosted CBS's The Talk in LA. She laughed at industrial stories without Simon. Any mention of her old colleague caused a flash. She dubbed him a marketing genius sometimes. Other days, a control freak who considered genuineness optional. Unpredictability generated viral clips, so producers demanded more. Simon pestered Sharon to judge X-Actor again in 2016. He provided creative veto and high pay. On-screen fireworks returned. She supported outsiders. Simon pushed hits mainstream. Viewers enjoyed the energy, yet familiar patterns returned. Plotted feuds, planned tears, late-night edits. Sharon told the press she was uneasy about the series' formulaic tone. After the finale, Simon apologized via text and proposed changes. Talks warmed and cooled. 2019 arrived. Leaks suggested she was eliminated off Celebrity X Factor. Sharon claimed ageism in response to budget cut rumors. Someone said I'm too old at 70. Simon called her family in a kind remark. The word rang hollow. Simon routinely replaced judges, but removing the lady who helped develop the show felt harsh. Magazines said, Sharon called that phone call the moment trust broke in interviews. She realized philosophical differences had become personal offense. She told close friends, I should have seen it coming. He's a fraud when it comes to loyalty. That revealed a deeper sadness than a rating drop. Pandemics halted talent competitions by 2. Simon hurt his back in an e-bike accident, and quarantines cut Sharon's speaking engagement. Both withdrew from the spotlight, emotionally and physically wounded. Unresolved tension buzzed like an unplugged amp. The quarrel sharpened claws for a post-lockdown encore off-camera, not on stage. Shattered silence. The 2019 aftermath weaponized ego. Sharon Osbourne appeared on the Talk's daytime cameras weeks after announcing her X Factor absence. Rumors made her speak up, despite her wishes. Cards shaking, she said. My age disqualifies me from sitting with younger judges. Viewers gasped. Hashtags exploded. Production rumors were discovered by journalists. Simon Cowell allegedly proposed lineup changes. No compromise came after Sharon claimed she'd take mentorship-only obligations. Her diatribe ended with a scalpel-sharp phrase. If so, he's a fairness-preaching charlatan. It sparked ageism memes and essays online. Sharon's phone buzzed non-stop. Some called in sympathy, others advised caution. Simon called late at night. She rejected, anticipating a charm offensive. His PR team responded in the morning. Simon wished Sharon family well. It sounded warm to the public. Sharon thought it was spin. The newsroom went crazy. Tabloids played all stored clips. Simon smiles condescendingly. Sharon rolls her eyes. Commentators compared ratings to respect. She questioned what stung most on a British podcast. 3 days later, finally speaking, she said, the disrespect. I helped build that franchise and suddenly I'm old news. She softened and whispered, he's a fraud if he can't see that. Supporters applauded. Critics said she burned her last bridge to primetime judgments. ITV jumbled. Promotional trailers promoted variety and novelty. Negative social sentiment persisted. Sponsors viewed exit provisions. Strategists proposed cameo apologies, charity duets, and interviews. Sharon rejected them all. Simon had to improve ratings and optics. On a breakfast broadcast, he said decisions were group ones. Pressing harder, he half smiled. I adore her. She's welcome always. Analysts called it classic deflection. Social media replayed Sharon's furious comments alongside Simon's smile, describing two realities merging. Sharon attended ageism conferences in the months that followed, asking industry not to emphasize novelty. Simon, promoting a children's talent show, made no additional comments. Their conversation froze. History files on rival hard drives owned the Brit Awards handshake that sealed a relationship. The debate continues internationally. Silent ears, strong echo. The pandemic dimmed stage lights globally, but drama found other outlets. Sharon hosted remote chat shows in Los Angeles, while Simon recovered from surgery. Statistics on infections replaced overnight ratings. Each silently observed other related headlines. March 2021 brought further turmoil. Sharon defended Piers Morgan on live TV, clashing with co-hosts on racism and accountability. Social media boomed. She negotiated her leave package in 2 weeks after CBS's internal assessment. She termed it a character hit job privately. She publicly remarked leaving felt like leaving a burning house with dignity. Simon's camp issued a neutral well-wishing statement, but insiders said he saw the affair as confirmation of her ongoing problems. Sharon erected a stage restlessly and unrestrained. Cut the Crap, a twice-weekly kitchen podcast, debuted in June. War stories the networks never showed, malfunctioning vote-counting software, last-minute song changes for nervous candidates, and the time she nearly quit X Factor hours before a finale, because a backstage runner fainted from stress were hinted in. The show topped Apple's entertainment list in 3 countries within a month, proving that genuine storytelling could beat studio sophistication. Simon tried to remake himself. He authorized a Britain's Got Talent home edition, encouraging artists to perform via Zoom during theater closures. While viewers welcomed the goodwill, some deemed it cheesy due to fake clapping and staged crowd reaction. Sharon laughed and said, "At least in my dining room the dogs choose when to bark. That's more honest than some studio soundtracks." Tabloids circulated the statement. Simon's team raged. Corporate turmoil followed. Psycho Entertainment broke off its publishing division and fired off 40 workers to survive revenue drop. Despite Simon's motivating selfies, staff morale suffered. Leaked mid-2022 memos advised producers to create organic beats instead of rehashing crescendo. The term repeated Sharon's criticisms and sounded hollow to staff managing rehashed talent spreadsheets. Late that year, a charity gala tried to broker Dant. After 3 years, their first handshake lasted 2 apprehensive seconds. Stiff shoulders when cameras flashed. A week later, Simon's assistant invited her to guest mentor BGT. She declined. Support the cause, not the circus. Headlines grew, interviews didn't. Cut the Crap has 500,000 episode downloads by spring. Sharon declined Talent Scout app commercials as sponsorship deals piled up, saying, "Selling shortcuts got us into this mess." Listeners applauded. Several execs rolled their eyes. A memoir reportedly explored manipulative editing and executives who shouted that tears equal popular video. Simon responded indirectly by holding a real-time emoji-judged TikTok duet contest. Speed click stardom increased engagement, but some wondered if it increased artist worry. A quiet chess match began. Sharon doubling down on honesty. Simon betting on novelty. Using pause buttons and playback receipts, the audience choose between unedited confession and pyrotechnics in a bottle in real time. Under each click, 2 erstwhile comrades examined their pieces, knowing the board would reset if either dared to reconcile again. Fiery tirade. Insiders predicted thunderclap in March 2020. Sharon Osbourne told Music Week that Simon Cowell's shows are false and outmoded, and her remarks impacted like shrapnel. She branded Britain's Got Talent predictable, derided staged emotions, and advised performers to keep their souls outside the contract. Within hours, copies gone. Clips ruled TikTok. Her words examined the franchise meticulous. She remembered aides telling participants when to gasp, how long to hug, and which parent to thank. She stated Simon's empire prioritized nostalgia over exploration, therefore authenticity left. Veterans muttered approval. Executives gritted. Simon's press office called Sharon a dear friend, highlighting show-funded scholarships. Online audiences didn't change. Stop the Anime trended, followed by posts saying he's a phony and her 2019 Barb. Memes glued Simon's smile on puppets. Sponsors held crisis calls. Sharon dropped a podcast special hours later, alleging she asked for openness. They said viewers need tidy emotions. She joked. Real life's messy. She shrugged about lawsuits. Truth defends itself. Listeners understood every word while she never mentioned Simon. Dashboards lit up red in Psycho's glass offices. Some experts advised conciliation, others, Simon said, "It's just noise, stay the course." Yet noise can become narrative at midnight. Zoom, The Guardian carried why we fell for manufactured tears. Advertisers' authenticity clauses lowered ITV shares by 2. Some former finalists shared positive, Others negative backstage stories. Simon held an emergency summit with ITV executives, crisis lawyers and a real-time sentiment data scientist. Her dashboard was roller coaster-like. Each time Sharon's podcast declined, franchise trust plummeted 3 percentage points. A special audit program with raw material was suggested by an executive. Another floated, bringing Sharon to the finale for an unscripted argument. A fleeting concept. Simon nodded at charts but gave no plan. Local musicians supported Sharon. Former finalists described producers altering her history for maximum tearjerk in viral threads. That tweet started "Sing You Truth," encouraging candidates to upload unedited rehearsal clips with broadcast performance. The hashtag reached 20 million views in days, pushing network attorneys to reconsider gag rules they thought were unenforceable against collective rebellion. Bookmakers suspended BGT wagers amid the outcry, citing story integrity concern. Standoff Cowellgate analysts noted that entertainment empires rarely crumble from one blow, but by 1,000 tiny truths stated loudly. Sponsors quietly demanded contingency clauses if public trust measurements continued their worrying decline. Brighter light. Simon's next season's overhaul or cosmetic reboot puzzled viewers, journalists and past judges. Sharon sent new managers her music week, spread with the message, "Know the game before the game knows you." Two television titans faced off. Live reverberation. Executives, sponsors and fans monitored Simon Cowell's enterprise after Sharon Osbourne's stinging judgment. Strategic calls last till daybreak. Tablet screens display sentiment charts, and every proposal starts the same. Truth is sought by the audience. One camp at Psycho's glass offices wants radical transparency, raw auditions, no pre-recorded sob stories, real-time scoreboards. Pulling back the veil may reveal anarchy, not honesty, cautions another. Simon listens jaw hard, tapping a pen that never reaches paper. He understands inaction shows weakness, but moving too fast may corroborate Sharon's claim that things are horrible behind the scenes. Sharon ignores most interview requests, letting her past statements stand. She has quiet roundtables with former finalists, mental health counselors, and talent managers. A voluntary code to safeguard actors against exploitative edits and burnout schedules is their purpose. Leaks draft. Social media calls it fair play chart. Memes depict singers shielding the manuscript from glitter cannons. Fans reject press releases. Reddit users analyze Britain's Got Talent lighting adjustments, testing genuine emotions during applause break. TikTok editors mix plotted tearjerker footage with new episodes and invite viewers to vote on improvement. Running verdict is mixed but persistent. Frame-by-frame progress will be tracked. Brands see a soft drink firm halts renewal talks until finalists' mental health is certified. Athletic apparel labels require authenticity clauses that penalize covert scripting. For the first time, commercial leverage favors transparency above spectacle. Creators independently detect daylight. A streaming service approves a background-free live competition. After a 30-second introduction, contestants perform. Advanced buzz shakes network schedulers who thought the genre was theirs. The evolution of talent television documentary may feature Simon and Sharon individually, according to journalists. Only discussions are confirmed by both camps. However, the prospect alone changes headlines. Any outcome sells collaboration, conflict, closure. Viewers now see the turmoil off stage. Observers rate each episode by the integrity they can smell through the screen, not merely notes or buzz. The industry that taught audiences to cheer on command now knows they can scroll away, refuse applause or demand repairs. The outcome of this stalemate is unknown. Its accomplishments are evident. A fiery tirade switched the spotlight from producers to people, from spectacle to scrutiny, and it won't dim until someone demonstrates the program belongs to its performers again. The audience rejects manufactured illusions during every rehearsal, contract and camera angle. Till then, your thoughts on Sharon Osbourne's astonishing revelations? Comment below and subscribe for more revealing stories.